I have been saying for years, people, that Bitcoin will be a tax-free asset. In fact, it's probably going to be one of, if not the only tax-free assets in the world. Now think about this. Why would I say this? Oliver, why would governments all around the world stop taxing Bitcoin and the wealth that Bitcoiners accumulate? Why would they're tax hungry. Why wouldn't they tax it? Very simple. The most important competition amongst countries going forward will be competition for wealth. The attraction of bring your wealth to our country. And what's being set up is that Bitcoin is being set up to be the largest wealth producer on earth. Governments are starting to realize it. The US has realized it. It wants to be the largest owner of Bitcoin as far as countries, and it is by far, with 325,000 plus Bitcoin. No other country is close. It wants to add to its Bitcoin holdings. It wants to buy up to 1 million more Bitcoin. This is all in talks right now. And the world is starting to understand that where this is going, it's going to produce some of the wealthiest organizations and some of the wealthiest people on planet Earth. And there will be a competition for that wealth because wealth goes where it's treated the best. And what's one of the best ways to attract wealth to your country? Drop taxes. If a country wants the wealth to come to their country, they're going to drop taxes. I believe that in short order, there will be zero taxes from any country on your Bitcoin holdings forever. You might think, well, what does this do for a country? The wealth comes to their country, and to use the Bitcoin, to exchange it for other value, to sell the Bitcoin does not have a tax consequence to it. Then this will promote using Bitcoin more for things that do have a tax on it. So if there's a clothing tax and you use Bitcoin to buy clothing, you're still paying taxes. If there's an oil tax and you use some Satoshis to fill up your tank with oil, yes, they'll get the taxes that way. Or if you're at a restaurant and there's a tax on the bill, you're paying with some Satoshis and you're paying it that way. But you're not going to be double taxed in that world. So that wealth being attracted to the country that has no taxes on their Bitcoin will benefit hugely. And there is going to be a massive global race amongst countries to drop taxes. And you don't believe me? Well, it's already happening. Let me show you. The Czech Republic president, Czechoslovakia's president, just signed a law removing the capital gains tax on Bitcoin for all Bitcoin that you hold 3+ years or more. Now, I love this policy. I love the fact that it is encouraging that you hold Bitcoin for a period that statistically is almost guaranteed that it's going to be worth more. This policy enforces that you don't look at Bitcoin as a trade, that you look at it as a store of value in a sense, that you look at it as a wealth building asset and not an income producing asset. And it will encourage people to become wealthier and wealthier. I love this 3+ year policy. But you say, but Oliver, that's the Czech Republic. I mean, come on, bro. Let's talk about like the G10 or whatever. Well, the United States will lead this charge of no taxes, and it's already begun. Breaking news: Strategic Bitcoin Reserve bill that will go to the floor on January 27th, just introduced in Congress. What did they introduce? Taxes can be paid in Bitcoin and no capital gains tax on that Bitcoin. So they already started to put their foot in the water of no taxes on Bitcoin. And this will only grow to every corner of Bitcoin's use. This is potentially one of the most bullish legislations ever. We'll see if it passes, and I believe it does. Momentum is too strong. All right, sometime in March.